You're tuning into Black and White Sports on YouTube. The no-holds-barred truth on sports. The main event starts now.
I'm back. Rodrance for our Black and White Sports. Well, Kyrie Irving has come out and made some comments that are certainly going to, in most likelihood, activate the woke mob on the social media sphere out there. As we know, Kyrie has been very vocal and unapologetic on his VAX stance. Essentially, he has said, it is not for me. He's not anti-vax, by the way. He's made it very clear if you choose to get the vaccine, he thinks it's your business and that's between you and your doctor. Well, I don't see anything wrong with that stance. It's common sense. However you feel like it needs to be handled as an American, you should handle it that way. He's not down with a bunch of groupthink. Well, Kyrie has come out and he has quadrupled down and he has just said, the vax wasn't for me. He was willing to stay by his principles. It cost him some money. And here we go. My God, Stephen A. Smith on Monday will probably lose his mind. Nets Kyrie Irving on not getting vaxxed. Quote, the right decision for me. That's right. Oh, man, he's going to drive the wokes crazy. Even though Kyrie Irving's refusal to get vaccinated against COVID-19 regulated him to being a part-time player this season and hurt the Nets, he has doubled down that it was the right choice for him. Well, look, it's not his fault. Look at his leadership in New York, in New Jersey. That's who you can blame for that. But after the Nets paid and supported him and stuck by him, does he have something to prove in these playoffs? Man, that's a good question. It's a great feeling when you know during uncomfortable times you can really lean in on different individuals, Irving said. Some stood by me in the public. Some stood by me in the private, and I'm okay with that. Some disagree with me in the public. Some disagree with me in the private. It doesn't bother me as much as it did in the beginning because everything was just so new. Everything was being thrown in my face in terms of what I should be doing. I was being pinned up against the world and felt like I was doing something wrong. It was like, well, the majority says you do this, and why are you going against it? You know, you're losing out on millions. You know, you're giving up on your teammates. I heard everything. I was called so many different names. Irving's decision was dissected and divisive. Now, we know what somebody like him and Aaron Rodgers went through. We saw all the backlash against Aaron Rodgers and Kyrie when all of this started. When his refusal to adhere to New York City's vaccine mandate, it barred him from playing at the Barclays Center. The Nets initially decided to not play him part-time. Well, that's the Nets' decision. But still paid him for the road games that he missed. Then he made a season debut January 5th at Indiana and became a full-time player March 28th versus the Hornets after Mayor Eric Adams lifted the mandate for athletes and entertainers. That's a whole nother topic. As for how Irving would respond to those who suggest just because he could refuse to get vaccinated didn't mean he should choose to, he shrugged. It's hard to address all those people because they're usually blocking their profile image or they don't come out in public and say it to your face. I don't know who they are. All I know is I get things on my Twitter feed and social media. I get asked about it, but in response to that, I can't really address anybody or everybody. In other words, he's saying nobody's got the balls to say it to his face. And I can really say that I stood firm on what I believed in and what I wanted to do with my body. That should be not just an American right, but a human right. And when you stand for something like that in society that we're in, where we have a lot more followers than we do leaders, you're going to be forced into being seen as a black sheep that people can attack, can clickbait your name, and say these things don't really describe who you are. So I can't address everybody, but as I move forward, I know I made the right decision for me, and I guarantee you the mob is going to be livid over that, because you are supposed to bow your head like the Walking Dead, like a bunch of zombies, like a bunch of sheep, and you're supposed to fall in line for the status quo, and Kyrie Irving refused to do that. Bravo. It was your American right. You're right. And your human right to make the decisions you felt best for you, and you stood by your convictions. You can't often say this about an NBA player these days. Bravo, Kyrie Irving. You actually did the right thing in doing what you felt needed to be done. Tell me what you think, black and white sports fans. Wow, not often people in the NBA step out and do what they feel like is the right thing that they believe in and stand by it. Enes Kanter Freedom, Kyrie Irving. 2 out of how many players? Good grief. Jonathan Isaac, a third. Peace. I'm out. Till next time.
Thanks for watching the show. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Be sure to tune in next time on Black and White Sports.